Welcome back, learner of Java. Today we're talking about characters in Java. And so a character in Java is just a single character. So you can make a variable of the char type and it will store a single character. Let's make an example variable just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. And you can see we have an example char equals A. And so this variable will literally just have the letter A in it. So we'll actually just show you real quick. We'll run that. And you can see example character A, and that's all it is. It just holds that single character value. And something to recognize right off the bat, though, is that it is surrounded by a single quote instead of a double quote. This is intentional and is required by Java. Note, this is the single quotes. You see, it's just one quote and then double quotes. Single quotes means character. Double quotes means string. This does make a huge difference. In languages like Python, there's no difference. It's fine. But in languages like Java, it is not fine. It is not good. Whenever you have a character, make sure it has a single quote. It's very, 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 very important in Java. So let's say you want to get a character from the user as input. So we'll create our scanner and we'll put this in the correct line. And there isn't actually a direct method for getting just one character as input. So there is a way we could do this, but it's not like next char. That's not a thing. So we're going to use the following in order to get a character. So here, we'll say enter a character, and then when we want to get it, we'll put a new variable, a new char, input char, and we'll do scanner.next, which will take the next series of letters or whatever characters, and then we'll put char at 0. So what this says is, no matter what, if we type in one thing, we'll take the first thing. If we type in 1,000 letters and numbers or whatever, we'll take the first thing. We don't care about the rest. And remember, 0 is the beginning. So let's just show you what that looks like right here. And we'll say enter character, pizza. And then nothing happens because I didn't actually make a print statement yet. So let's make a print statement. So let's run that again. And you can see here, we'll say pizza. And your input character is P. And just to show you that it also works with just one letter, we'll just do P, and then there's P again. So, your input character, and then plus input char, and then yes. So this 0 right here, that's what tells it, hey, I want the very first letter of that. There is a spicy meatball alert that I need to issue here. And by that, I mean, do not miss this. This is important. Pay attention. What are you doing? Stop looking at Amazon on the other tab. Come back. Look at this. If you try to print both characters, this may happen. So let me show you real quick. I'll just put in P. And okay, so input character is P. 177. Where the heck did the 177 come from? There is not a single integer on here, and yet somehow it printed 177. Well, this is not a bug. This is actually what Java is supposed to do. And so let's see. Every character is assigned an Ascii value. Basically, Java stores the character in a way that can be represented by binary numbers. So each and every one of the letters or characters in general, they actually have, let's just say, an integer value associated with them. So when outputting a character, Java converts the number into the letter that is associated with the stored value. For instance, the capital letter A is 65, and the lowercase is worth a little bit more. And yes, that's a little bit of lexicographics values. Definitely look into Ascii if you're more interested into this, because this is how Java stores all this stuff. So how do we avoid getting an integer value back? It's actually fairly simple. We just add an empty string to the print statement, and Java will know that you want a string and not an integer. So let's take a look. Here, all we do, we just add these double quotes with literally nothing in it, and we print the same exact thing, and let's see what happens. So put P, and you can see there's the number, but here it is actually AP. It prints the 2, and that's because now Java knows you didn't just want to add the 2 values that are stored. Remember, this was taking Ascii value this and Ascii value that and putting out 177. This one's saying, oh, he doesn't want the Ascii value, he wants a string. So we'll give him the value equivalent in terms of like the letter or A, and then this one, which is P, and then boom, that's how you get that out. Note, the string doesn't have to be empty, there just needs to be a string in the print line. So you can also just you can put anything in here. Just as long as there's a string present, it will know that that's what you want. And here's the link, by the way, if you want to look at the Ascii table. That's really cool to look through if you just want to see how it stores character literals in Java and how that works. But now let's talk about escape sequences. You can also store things like new lines, tabs, quotes, and backslashes, and other things like that. And the way you do that is by creating a backslash. I could not think of the word. You put a backslash and then an N. This is still one character. Even though it's 2 characters, it's 1 character. Just because the backslash is very special. It is an escape, and that's what happens. So we created a new character called new line, and it is just backslash N, which is how you would make a new line. And check this out. We can actually just print this. We're going to have to put P back in, and you can see it made a new line here in between the AP and the new line. That was from actually, you see the blank string. This is just telling it, hey, I need this to be a character and not the Ascii value, even though we didn't have to do that because we actually had a string right here. But I put that there anyways. New line, that's what created this new line here. New line, who dis? And then another new line, you can see there's another space over there. So that's pretty cool. Of course, we could have just put this in there and it would have done the same effect in the string that is. But, you know, I just want to kind of demonstrate that you could do it this way as well. So let's do a quick comprehension check. Make sure you get what's going on. There are 3 errors in the code below, and I want you to determine how you would fix these so that way we can successfully print the user's stadium seat ID. So system.out.print enter seat. You don't have to worry about the print statements. This is just how you would prompt the user. And we're going to say char seat row equals scnr.next, and then we're going to ask for the next seat letter, and then we're going to say the seat letter is equal to next. And then we're going to print it out, the user seat is, and then we're going to print out seat row plus seat letter. How would you fix this code? There are 3 errors in this. I'll give you 5 seconds, pause the video, and come back, and I'll let you know. All right, and we have the entire answer just printed out right here. So the very first thing is that we need to fix these inputs. So you see how it said .next? Well, that would take an entire string. That's no bueno. We need just the first character. So we take the first character of it. This will get the first one, and it will make it an acceptable character to put into seat row. And same deal with seat letter. This is actually the first and second inputs were the first 2 errors. And then the third one was we would have just gotten an ASCII value, but if we put in a string, so basically we just combined these 2 print statements. We just combined them. And then boom, now we have a reasonable and functional prompt here, and I just have like random semicolons and stuff. Let me see. So we'll just test it, and then we'll enter row. We'll say A, and then we'll say C, and then air conditioner. That is the user's seat, and as you can see, it does print out correctly. So now this code works. So the characters are a little interesting, as you can see, but they're not too bad once you get used to it. This is the most important thing, really, that you need to gather out of this, is that if you're looking for a character, and then like for the input, that is, whenever you're trying to get just a single character from the user, chart at 0, and then you're going to have to use a way to get a string first, and that will be able to get you that. And then the second most important thing to take away from this video, though, is definitely, if you don't want ASCII values, and 99% of the time you do not want those, you don't want a random number to pop up, just make sure to put an empty string or a string with stuff in it. Again, you could just do this. Just do anything but this. This is no bueno. Don't do this. But this is fine. All right. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, redo the video. And if it doesn't make sense after a second time, say it in the comments. Skilled Apple, what are you saying? I just don't get it.